Hello everyone and welcome back to LewisNews, your #1 YouTube channel for all types of Spider-Man news from the movies, the games and the shows. We cover everything from the Sonyverse to MCU Spider-Man, Spider-Man PS4 and much more. And in today's news video, we are going to be talking about a secret cameo that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire may have in future Sonyverse movies. But before we do get into that, if you are new around here and enjoy all types of Spider-Man news, like I mentioned at the start of the video, make sure to subscribe so you can stay up to date with everything Spider-Man. If you're a Spider-Man fan, this is a channel for you. With that being said, let's get straight into the video. I just want to make something very clear that this is a rumor, so this means that it is not confirmed from any official source like Marvel Studios nor Sony Pictures. However, this has come from a source on Twitter that has been reporting on lots of Spider-Man leaks recently, known as Web Leaks. So full credit to them for this rumor, and I've put it up on the screen at this moment in time, as you can see, and this is what it reads. As of now, Topher Grace's Venom has a small cameo in Madam Web. When looking through the past iterations of Peter Parker, we see Tasm as well as Raimi. We also do see Grace's Venom from Spider-Man 3. Oh right, and Kraven the Hunter had a test screening today. So if you follow my other channel, Lewis Films, you'll know that I posted something about the Kraven test screening. Obviously, I still post minor news on the Lewis Films page, only because I can't post anything on the community page here, because I don't actually meet the YouTube requirements on this channel to post anything on a community page, but I still post minor stuff on the Lewis Films community page, and we talked about the Kraven test screening. But yeah, if you've seen that post, then you know we've already talked about that. But let's move on to the more interesting things. So apparently, Topher Grace's Venom has a small cameo in Madam Web, and so does Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man. Now, if this rumor is to be true, how will these cameos play out in the film? Well, as the leak states, we'll be looking back through the past of other versions of Peter Parker, and these will be Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. Now, here's the thing. Don't expect any new footage from Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man universes, as if it's just a look back in the past, a small little cameo, a look into their universes. It'll probably be stock footage or reused footage from The Amazing Spider-Man 1 or 2, or Spider-Man 1, 2, or 3. If you guys remember, they did this with the Lizard and Sandman in Spider-Man No Way Home, and because of COVID-19, they couldn't actually get the original actors to reprise their roles in person, so they just reused footage from Spider-Man 3 and The Amazing Spider-Man 1 to use in Spider-Man No Way Home. So if this is the case, expect this to be the same thing. But I do think it's interesting that we are getting cameos from Tobey and Andrew, which means that this movie, in some capacity, will involve Spider-Man of that universe. Now, whether that's Tom Holland or whether that's someone else is a different discussion, but I think it's very interesting that because Madam Web is going to be involving the multiverse and we're going to be getting different Spider people from different universes probably, that we are going to be acknowledging the Tobey and Andrew universes in the multiverse. And I think it'll be a neat little touch if Madam Web somehow has a multiverse sequence. We get to see Tobey and Andrew's Peter in their universes. If this sequence is to be anywhere in the film, I do reckon that it'll probably be somewhere towards the beginning of the film when Madam Web first gets her powers. I imagine her having some kind of multiverse trip the same way that Doctor Strange did in his first film. But let's talk about Topher Grace's Venom. Why is he getting a cameo in this film? Well, it'll probably be the same reason to why Tobey and Andrew are getting a cameo. We'll probably just see him in a flashback to Spider-Man 3 or some kind of way of looking through the multiverse. Or at least that's my theory, because if it's a cameo, there's not much they could really do, and there's no other reason to why they'd show up. Obviously, the only other reason to why Topher Grace's Venom might get a cameo is if Madam Web is somehow in the Raimiverse, but I think this theory has been disproven a bunch of times, just to do with conflicting timelines in the universes, and there's been a bunch of stuff that says that it's not in the Raimiverse, like the fact that Adam Scott is meant to be playing Uncle Ben in this film, and obviously this film takes place in the early 2000s, and obviously the early 2000s is when Spider-Man 1 was, but obviously Uncle Ben looks a lot older in Spider-Man 1 than he does in Madam Web, and enough time wouldn't have passed between Madam Web and Spider-Man 1 for Uncle Ben to age that much. So obviously there's a bunch of things that contradict that theory as well. So my personal theory is that Topher Grace's Venom, if he's to have a cameo in Madam Web, it will be in the same vein as if Tobey and Andrew get a cameo in Madam Web. But with that being said, that is pretty much it for all of the rumors and the leaks today. Like I do say about all of these things, make sure to take it with a grain of salt, because once again, it is a rumor and a leak, and it isn't confirmation from Marvel Studios or Sony Pictures or anyone official. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about these rumors? Do you think they could be true? Do you think they're not true? And how would you react in the theater if you saw Toby and Andrew get a small little cameo in Madam Web? Make sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy. Also, make sure to subscribe for more Spider-Man news in the future. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care and peace.